Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm trying to set this up tonight so you guys can see what I'm doing versus actually seeing just me. So if you have a good view of this working space right here, just comment and let me know, yes, we can see it. No, I can't see it. Because we all know how I am with my, we know how I am with electronics. They never work with me. So if you can see this workspace, just this right here, I mean, you can see this stuff too, but this right here is the workspace that I'm going to be working with. So if you can see this space right here, just comment and say, yes, I can see it. No, I can't see it. Talk louder. Do some tap dancing. I don't know. Just let me know. And then I'm going to get started. So just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second and I'm going to get started. I wanted to come on a little bit early, but I swear my kids know when I want them to go, and they're not even going to bed early. This is actually going to bed late for them. But I swear, it's like when I need them to go to sleep, it's like they have this like sixth sense. Oh, mom needs us to go to sleep, so let's not go to sleep. And even now, they're not all asleep. The baby's asleep, but Rowan is in there watching a show. So he's probably going to come in here, I don't know, in like 15 minutes or so and tell me his show is off and I need to turn another one on. So if I have to step away for that, it'll only take me like 2 seconds to do though. And I've got a couple projects planned, and I did a couple projects this way because I'm going to be using ink on one of these, and because we're going to be doing some layering, I actually brought out the blow dryer tonight. And while we let something dry, then we'll work on another project, and then we will go back and forth. And then we're going to do a giveaway tonight. Well, hopefully we'll get to do the giveaway. I'm going to tell you what the giveaway is. And there is my ice machine making as much noise as it possibly can. What is this thing doing? Okay. You guys hear my ice machine? Can you hear how loud it is? I have the world's loudest appliances. And I swear that thing never makes noise until I need it to be quiet. And then it's just as loud as it possibly can be. What is this doing? Okay. Alright, I'm going to attempt to put my live on right here. If you guys can see my workspace right here, this is what I want you to see. Usually I have it where you can see me, but I'd rather you be able to see the workspace and see me. Yes, you can see me, good view? Okay, awesome, Sarah. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so tonight I have 3 projects planned. Actually, maybe 4. We'll have to see how time does. We're going to do a really fun Christmas one. Can you guys see this? I don't know, can you get, is it upside down? I guess it's going to be upside down for you, but that's okay because I can chalk upside down. We're going to do this really fun Christmas design. And then I have this fun little tray right here. And I wasn't sure if we wanted to do Home Sweet Home on this tray or this fancy one right here, You Are Mine and I Am Yours. So I'm just going to stick that one over here. You guys can help me decide if we're gonna, which one we're going to do. And then tonight for the giveaway, if we can get 50 comments, not shares, just 50 comments, I am going to do, we're going to do Be Humble and Kind. This transfer right here, Ask Any Consultant, is a hot commodity. This one is retired. It's no longer available. Everybody wants this transfer. And Wool has it. Yay! So tonight, if we can get 50 comments, we're going to do this transfer. We're going to do this transfer on this Couture box frame. We're going to do it on this transfer. If we can get 50 comments, we will go through everybody who commented it, and I will use the random selector to select one person. They are going to get this sign in the mail. I will even cover shipping. We're going to do the Be Humble and Be Kind. If we can get over 100, we will also do Be Humble and Be Kind on this bamboo cutting board. We'll do Be Humble and Be Kind on this one too. And if we get over 100 comments, I will use a random selector and we will select somebody, and they will get the Be Humble, this transfer that we're going to do on this bamboo cutting board. They will get this one. So those are our giveaways for the night. So 50 comments, this Be Humble and Be Kind on this surface. And then if we get over 100, not only will I ship out that one, but we will also do this one. So comment, say hello, feel free to share if you want, offer constructive criticism, just be nice. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, okay, that came out of here. I always cut my transfers up because I mix and match them. And so sometimes I find pieces that don't belong where they are. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to start working on this Christmas transfer. This is one of our new transfers. It's called Christmas Tree Farm. And we're going to do this one first. And I'm using, it's just a wooden frame. I got this one from Hobby Lobby. It's, I guess the wood pile or whatever is where it's from. But I got it from Hobby Lobby. It's very similar to our Couture boards, but it's just a little bit, what is this? The height is a little bit bigger than our biggest box frame. And I needed something just a little bit bigger to do this transfer on. But what I wanted to do first with this is we have, let me move this out of the way. This is one that I did earlier. How cool is that? My sugar skull. Isn't he amazing? I did him earlier, so I'm just going to move him out of the way, or her. So what I'm going to do first is we have these transfers that are pattern transfers. And this one right here is buffalo plaid. And you can see it's red because a few nights ago I did my, what is that thing? My paper towel holder, and it was an absolute fail. But that's what the red is for. So I have used this before. So we're going to use it again tonight on here just to add a little bit of background to our Christmas tree. So where are my scissors? I don't need my scissors yet, but oh, there they are. Okay. I was like, I have little kids, and every time my little kids see my scissors, it's almost over. Okay, as soon as it turns over, I'll switch it. Okay? Come and tell Mommy when it turns off. I knew it. I knew he was going to come out. Okay, so I'm just going to pull my transfer off the backing because they are reusable and we can wash them. This one is just stained a little bit, but it's not going to affect the transfer when I put it down. So I'm just going to pull it off my backing because they are reusable. I save this because after I wash it and it dries, I'm going to stick it back on here. It's over? Okay, I'm coming right now. And if I had not used this transfer before, I would fuzz it. And fuzzing just means they're really sticky. And when you fuzz your transfer, it just makes it so it doesn't stick to your surface. But because I've used this transfer before, it's not as sticky. I'm going to put this on really quick, and then I am going to run and put on another Paw Patrol show for him really quick. And then I'll be right back. It's going to take me like 2 seconds. But this is our buffalo plaid. Is anybody doing anything fun tonight other than just hanging out? Anybody have kids? Are your kids up, sleeping? Okay, I'll be right back. I'm coming. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so this won't let me see comments. I can see one comment, but other than that, I can't see anything. Oh, here we go. There it is. I see it. Yes, love the Be Humble. Isn't this awesome? Woohoo. Sarah, we get about 10, we can probably get about 10 to 12 uses out of each transfer before they start losing their sticky. Once they start to lose their sticky, they get a little bit tricky to use. I have painter's tape, but sometimes I'll add painter's tape to the back of mine, or I have a light tack sticky spray that I spray to the back of mine if I'm going to be reusing them. Or if there's one that I really, really love and I know I'm going to be using it a bunch of times, I usually buy more than one. But okay, so we've got our buffalo plaid down, and because I'm using this as like a very subtle backdrop behind this one, I'm going to use a really like pale color. My background is white, so I didn't want to use white because I knew if I used white we wouldn't be able to see it. So I have two color choices. I have sand, and then I also have fresh linen. I'll put these up so you guys can see them. There's just a little subtle difference. Sand is a little bit more beigey and brownish, and fresh linen has a little bit more gray to it. But I'm going to be, when we do this one, we're going to be using black, red, and green on here. So what do you guys think? Do we like sand? What is this? Or I have fawn. Fawn is a lighter beige color. Put these up here and see if you guys can see them. These are the three colors. We have fresh linen, which has like the grayish tint to it. Sand is like a very light beige, and then fawn is even lighter. What do you guys think? Let's see if it'll let me see. I know if I'm watching on my phone, I can actually see the comments when they come out. Yes, once we do clean them, I use, mine are Clorox wipes. But yes, as soon as I use it, I'll wipe it down with Clorox wipes and Clorox the back of it just to make sure I get all the stuff off the back so it stays sticky. But after about, I don't know what that is. There's something stuck under there. Is it a crumb? After about 12 uses though, the sticky on the back is like almost completely gone. And there's no Clorox wipe in the world that's gonna help with that. Okay, so I'm just going to press this down and we're going to go ahead and get started. What should we use? Linen? Okay, this is linen. We like linen? Okay, we've got two for linen. Linen it is. Okay, so I'm just going to move those over to the side. And because we're doing a big space, let me grab my, I got squeegees for days. The squeegees come, this is the size that they are. And then I cut mine down to sizes that are like more manageable, which is why I have all these different sizes. Because sometimes if you're doing like something really tiny, like it would be so much easier to use like a tiny little smidgen than it would be to use something giant. Okay, so I'm just gonna use the big one. Ooh, and look at this one, this fresh linen. I wonder if I have another one that's already open. I'm not gonna look, so we'll go ahead and open this one. It's really cool because now they come with these foil linings, and it really keeps them from drying out. See if I can actually get this open without making a giant mess. And if you get a chalk paste and it's really dry, it's not defective. You just need to add a little bit of water because chalk naturally is a hard substance, and so it just wants to harden. So you just got to add a pinch of water to it and just mix it up until it's good to go. And you want your chalk to be like a yogurt consistency. If it's too dry, it'll dry really, really fast. And then the faster it dries, the harder it is to use. So I'm just putting a glop of this on here, and then I'm just gonna spread it out. And there's no such thing as putting too much paste on your surface, because if you do, you can just use your squeegee and you just scrape it back up, and then put your excess back in your container until the next time you're going to use it. And then you don't want your paste to dry. Oh, there's a bubble on here, which tells me that that square is not gonna look pretty. But because this is a light color and I'm using it as my backdrop, I'm not overly concerned with how pretty it looks. If the buffalo plaid was gonna be like a really big focal point, then I would ensure that my bubbles weren't there, or I would go back and redo it. And I'm using chalk paste, and chalk paste is not permanent unless I seal this. So if I seal it, otherwise I can just use my magic eraser and a little bit of elbow grease, and I can get this right up. Okay, I think I've almost got most of my silk through, and I'm working kind of quick because you don't want your chalk paste to dry on your transfer. If it dries on your transfer, when you pull your transfer up, it's going to pull the paste up with it. But again, because this is for my backdrop, I'm not too concerned with that. But if you're ever doing a design and that happens, it can be very frustrating. So usually I try to work quick. Okay, so I think I got all my areas covered. At least it looks so. Okay, so I'm going to, I don't really have any excess on here, but if I did, I would just scrape it back in here. And I'm just gonna move this over to the side. And then we are going to peel this off. Let me wipe my hands on my apron. And you always want to peel your transfers either top to bottom or bottom to top or left to right. You don't want to peel diagonally because it can stretch your transfers out. So I'm just going to pull this up. I'm going to pull mine from the bottom, and then I'll just stick this in some water to wash it off. And you can see on here where some of it has dried, but that's okay because for me, I want it to be a little bit rustic, so it's not, the flaws in it don't really bother me. But if I was doing like this as a pattern and there wasn't going to be anything on it, then I would make sure that I had no bubbles or anything like that. So I'm going to set this here just for a second. It'll dry quick. I'm going to go stick this in some water so my paste will start to wash off of this, and then we will start the other transfer. Paste dries really fast. So I'm going to put this in the sink, and within like see, I'm already rubbing it, and it's already almost dry. By the time, see, the squares are a little bit still wet, but this part up here is still pretty, it's dry, see? I mean, it dries quick. If I have my blow dryer, so I can use ink on the bee transfer, because ink takes a little bit longer to dry. So I'm going to throw this in some water, and then we will start on the transfer. just throwing my transfer under some water. To wash them off, you just stick them under some warm water. You don't even need soap. You just stick it under the water and just gently rub it and it'll come right off. Okay, so this is already dry. See? I mean, it's not coming off either. It's not going to just like rub off like you would if you were using regular chalk. So we're going to use this one right here. And I'm going to do it, I'm going to flip this around. Let's see. We'll just do it that way. I'm going to flip this, I'm going to do it upside down so you guys can see. And my transfer is a little bit bigger than this, so I'm actually going to cut it into 2 pieces. I might actually cut it into more pieces just so I can work a little bit quicker on it, because if I tried to do, as quick as this paste dries, if I tried to do this all in one big shot, it would completely dry on here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it a little bit. I'm just going to cut it down. And again, I save the backing, because after I wash it, I'll stick it back on my backing. And it's totally not necessary to cut it down as much as I am. It just, for me, it just makes it so much easier for me to do. Just personal preference. I know some ladies out there are just amazing and they're like super fast and they can just whip through the whole thing without needing to cut it down, but that is not me. Okay, what was the top? Was this the top? No, this was the top, right? Okay, so if I do that, and then we do this, and then it's a little bit long, but that's okay, because I'll make it fit anyways. Let me just trim a little bit off the edge. That way it fits. That way when I do this part, because it's a little bit, I'm going to have to layer it just a pinch. But I'm okay with layering, so. I'm just going to cut it down so it's more manageable, because I really don't need all this excess. Just throw that off to the side. Okay, and so when we do that, then I will put this down here, and then we will do our fresh pine scent. And, or I think it was like this one, wasn't it? Over here. Not that it necessarily matters. It can go either side. So this is what it will look like. Because this one is going to be so close to the bottom, I think I'm going to, I'm just going to trim this top piece just a little bit. So just so I can move it up a little bit more. Throw my excess off to the side because I don't need those. So we're going to start up here, and then I'm just going to, we'll layer it down. That way when I do a certain section, as soon as we're finished with that section, I can go ahead and peel it off. Okay, so I'm going to turn it this way just so I can get the transfer on the backing, and then I'll flip it back over. This way I can kind of sort of get it on straight. And because I've never used this transfer before, I'm going to fuzz it. Normally I would fuzz it on my jeans, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to show you because it's really sticky. And if I don't fuzz this, as soon as I lay it on this paste right here, it's going to peel it all up. That's why you want to fuzz your transfer. I do it on my jeans, a t-shirt, whatever I am wearing. Sometimes I even use my apron. But I just want to make sure that this is really, really fuzzed. And what the fuzzing does is it's still sticky, but it makes it where it's not, it's sticky enough to stick to your surface, but not sticky enough to like pull your paint up. And then as soon as I wash it, all this fuzz is going to come off. Okay, so I'm just going to try to put this on here. And try to eyeball it. And put my cup towel back down to fuzz. And if any of you are just joining, if we get 50 comments, not shares, just comments. I mean, you can share if you want. I would totally appreciate it. But if we can get 50 comments, I have 2 transfers. We're going to do 2 designs tonight with this Be Humble and Be Kind. If we get 50 comments, somebody's going to get this in the mail. And then if we get 100, somebody's going to get the bamboo cutting board in the mail. So, just comment away. Okay, so I'm going to peel this off and do it one more time. And then I will be quiet because I do have a habit of being chatty. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have 6 kids. My oldest 2 are teenagers, and they're at that age where they have like nothing to do with me unless they need money or they need something. So I don't have to. So they're my easy peasy kids. But my 4 little ones are 10, 6, 4, and 2, and so I'm home all day long. Well, my little ones go to school, but my 4-year-old and my 2-year-old are home all day. So I never have adults to talk to. So whenever I do these lives, I find myself being extra chatty. Even though I feel like I'm chatting with myself, I'm still extra chatty. So if anybody wants to chat, any other stay-at-home moms out there, anybody who's just bored, send me a friend request. Because I need chatty people in my life. Even if it's just to talk about the weather. Did anybody see that that video that was shared by the Weather Channel with the hurricane footage, where the weather reporter was acting like he could hardly stand, and then in the background there's like 2 guys that just like casually stroll by? I thought that was the funniest thing ever. Totally made my day today watching that. I thought it was so stinking funny. Because I was like, oh my gosh, you know, that poor guy, he's just out there, he's going to blow away. And then see the guys just behind him like strolling by like it's nothing. So funny. So funny. I'm pretty sure I have it shared on my page. So if you guys haven't seen it and you need a good chuckle, go check it out. I mean, it was pretty darn funny. What I'm doing is that's so not straight. I was trying to like line it up with where, how I cut it earlier on here, but it's like not super straight. But that's okay. I know, wasn't it funny, Sarah? I thought it was so stinking funny. It was so funny. You know, I would just love to go and ask that guy, you know, like, what is he thinking about now that it's like he's being like roasted all over the internet? So funny. Pretty good actor though. The fact that he looked legitimately like he was about to blow away. Like I literally thought, oh my gosh, that man is going to blow away. And then there they are just strutting their stuff behind him like it was no big deal. Funny, 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 funny. Okay, I don't remember what side this came on. I know it doesn't matter what side. Oh, well, I guess that's the side that it came off of because there's my little cut mark right there. Okay. And what I'll do with these is, as soon as I'm done using them, and I'll peel them up, I stick it to the side of my table. until I'm ready to wash them. I just stuck that big one in so I could go ahead and start washing it, just because that thing is kind of a beast. I was going to do another project with it tonight, but my 16-year-old daughter, aka my assistant, my older assistant, she went to go hang out with her friends tonight, so so she's not here to help me wash it. So I was going to show you a different project that I was working on. Okay, so this one, see if I like totally match it in there, it's going to be so crooked. So I'm just going to try to make it not crooked. You know what I should have done? We have placement tape and I didn't get mine out. I need something bigger than this. We'll use this to like try to get this on as straight as I can. I'm just trying to get it on so it's not like, I'm not really like OCD or anything, but it's like if I can totally tell like it's like majorly crooked, then it's like, ugh, it drives me nuts. And anybody who's seen my lives before knows that Rietta is not afraid to like wash something off and redo it. I know, it's so sad. It's so sad that, you know, homes, I mean, some of those homes are just like completely destroyed. You know, and I always like worry about those people that say that they've decided to stay home or stay behind and like weather out the storm. Well, the kids are the ones that I worry about the most, because, you know, they're at the mercy of like their parents' decisions, you know. So if their parents decide, hey, I'm going to stay home, you know, and something bad happens, I mean, those little kids, you know, they're at the mercy of their parents. And it's just so sad. I was watching this video where this man was like going store to store. They were going to stay at home to weather out the storm, but he was trying to find life jackets for his kids in the event that their home did flood. I don't know whatever happened to him, if their home flooded or not, but it was just so sad to me that I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, and I understand that not everybody has somewhere to go or can actually afford to leave. But I was telling my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, if that was me and I couldn't afford to go to a hotel or go on I would put my kids in a car and we would park in a car and we would live in the car for a few days. We would ride it out in the car before I would take the chance. You know, and I'm not judging because, you know, I'm not in their shoes. I haven't been in that position. You know, maybe I would feel completely different if I was, you know, but I don't know. If you're thinking about buying a life jacket because you're scared your home is going to flood and your kid, you know, get out. Live in your car for a few days. Your kids would probably think it was a fun adventure. But okay, enough of that rant. Okay, so I'm using black chalk paste, and I got it on my squeegee, and I'm going to do this part and this part in black, and I think that I'm going to do these three pieces right here in red, and then this will be green, right? You know, I don't know, my kids are like my number ones, my prized possessions. I mean, not that they're possessions, you know, but I don't know, I'm all about my kids first. So, okay, so I just covered this in black, and I'm just gonna, is it over? Okay, well, as soon as it's over, I'll put another one on for you, okay? This child refuses to go to sleep. Okay, so I just put my black on. And I'm going to, oh, I meant to turn it around so you guys could see. So you could actually see. It's not over. It's just a commercial, buddy. It's just a commercial, I promise. Okay, I'll come put on another one. Let me pull this up.
You're lying.
I am not lying. I will come pull it up. I have a 4-year-old that needs to go to bed. I am not lying to you.
Yeah, I know.
Let me pull this up. My Rowan Oliver, and so you can see where I didn't fuzz it completely, so it's peeling up some of my paint, but that's okay. So I'm just going to pull it up slowly so I don't pull any more chalk paste up. Okay, stop. I'm just gonna put this off to the side really quick. I'm going to go turn on another Umizoomi, and then we will start doing another section. Hi, Sandy. Come on.
I love you.
I love you too, buddy. You need to go to sleep. It's late. You got early
I lay down.
Okay, I'm back. That was my 4-year-old. He needs to go to bed. He's so tired, but he just refuses to go to bed. He just refuses. Okay, so I'm using black, and I'm going to do this part down here in black also. So I'm just, can you guys see this? I know I've been moving stuff around, so. If I move it to where you can't see it, I'm just going to scrape my excess over to cover all of it. Seriously, I mean, this is like so easy to do. Super, okay. And now I'm going to, since I'm done with black, I'm just going to put my lid on it. And then my squeegee over there. I'm just going to peel this up. I'm just going to slowly peel it up. And if you look at the letters and think, oh my gosh, it didn't go all the way through, I learned that the hard way. I had it, the letters are, I guess I should have shown it to you beforehand. It's going to be kind of hard to see. Maybe you can see it a little bit this way. These letters are made to, so that they intentionally look distressed. And the first time I did one of these transfers like that, I was getting so mad because I kept going over and over and over again. I'm like, how come I can't get this darn thing, you know, to cover all the pieces? And then after a while, I kind of figured it out that I was like, duh, it was supposed to be that way. Okay, this is candy apple red, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my squeegee. And this side, and this side. And lift it up so you guys can see. See, I'm just covering. You just want to make sure like the silk screen areas are completely covered, because that's where your paste is going through. And anything that you can paste on, you can use ink as well. I actually like to use ink more so than paste, just because it doesn't dry as fast. So for me, it's a little bit easier to work with. But so if there's an ink color that's in the color that I need, I'll usually use that. I'll wipe my hands on my apron. But ink, if you want ink to be permanent, it needs to, like if you're doing a t-shirt or like a cut towel or something like that, and you want it to be permanent, then you would need to use ink. And then you just set it by, if you have a heat press, you can heat press it, or just an iron. You don't have to have an heat press. And I mean, once it goes on your fabric, it's permanent. It's not coming off. But when you heat set it, like the fabrics, it just keeps it from fading. Like if you throw it in the washing machine. But I mean, once it touches fabric, it's on there. I did a couple pillowcases and I soaked them in straight bleach for like 4 hours. And my pillowcases were so stark white. But let me tell you, that ink was still just as bright and vivid as it was the day that I did it. Like literally, it was so, yes, a little bit of chalk goes a long way. I can probably get 15 to 20 projects out of each 3-ounce container. So you don't need a whole lot. I'm trying to wipe my hands on my apron so I don't get paste all over my sign. which never fails. Every time I'm doing ink, I always get ink on my hand. And then ink is like permanent. Once ink touches something, it's on there. And it just drives me bananas because I do it every single time. Even when I like make a very, very conscious effort, I still get ink everywhere. It drives me bananas. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this up slowly. And then I'll lift this up so you can see. I'm just going to push this on my table. I'll lift it up so you can see so far. See how those letters look? You know, and if, as you can see, I mean, I'm not doing anything like fancy. There's no like fancy technique to get your paste on your design. You know, I'm literally just sticking it on my squeegee, slapping it on here. And then this color right here, I have two greens. This one is evergreen. And then I also have this green right here, which is emerald green. And I think evergreen looks really good because these are pine trees. I was going to put some snow on the top, but then I figured because I'm the background is like completely white that we probably wouldn't even see the white. I was going to try to get creative with the white, but because it's a white backdrop, you wouldn't even see it, and then my trees would look like they were just cut off at the top. Sometimes when I try to get like really, and I'm not a creative person, I'm really good at like recreating. Like if I see something that I like, I can totally like recreate it. But if you ask me to like come up with something on my own, can't do it. Cannot do it, which is why I love this stuff, because I see so many signs that people make and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so creative. I love that. I would never come up with that idea on my own. And with Couture, I don't have to. I can use somebody else's design, you know, and because I'm picking my own colors for this, you know, no two signs are ever the same. Unless, of course, you make two signs that are the same, but you know what I mean. And you can make them to like whatever your home decor colors are. Like my colors in my house, well, my living room, it's like red, black, and yellow because I love Mickey Mouse, but my husband says absolutely not on having like a Disney living room. So I try to bypass that by just doing red, yellow, and black. But my front entryway, in the VIP, there's pictures posted in there of like my entryway, but these are like the colors pretty much of my like front entryway. So a lot of the signs and designs that I do are these colors because I don't sell my finished signs. I mean, I can. So if there's something like you would like to see live or whatever, just let me know and we'll make it live. But whenever I craft for me and signs that that I want in my house. So if you ever see me do something and you're like, those are the ugliest colors in the world, that's because those are colors that I wanted in my house. So I'm just peeling up my trees. And then this sign is done. And to make your signs permanent, I use this. You can do any kind of like top coat sealer, polyacrylic, Mod Podge, but this is what I use. And once it dries, to make my sign permanent, which is, I will keep this one, I will spray it with this, let it dry, and then this won't come off. If you don't want it permanent, then you just don't seal it, and then when you're ready to do a new design on your surface, that's like chalkboard surfaces, our chalkboard surfaces are specifically made so that you can, I knew I was going to do that. That's okay. I did it upside down. See, the hanging hardware is on the bottom, but that's okay. Because I use, I don't like putting holes in my walls, so I use these 3M strips right here on all of my signs. So this is what this one looks like. How does it look? What do you guys think? Let me know. Give me some comments. Does it look terrible? Do I need to start over? What do I need to do? Do I need to add something to it? I don't know, maybe like a little Christmas bow or something up here. I don't, not like an actual like a bow. not not like a chalk bow. But you like it? You like it? You like it? You like it, Caitlin? I have my sample stuff coming in the mail, and as soon as it comes in the mail, I will shoot you a sample. Doesn't it? Yeah, I kind of wanted it to be a little bit rustic. I probably need to go back in and like clean up my frame a little bit, but I love shabby chic and I love the whole farmhouse look. And so for me, I mean, this fits right in. This fits right in. So I absolutely love it. So this is our first sign of the day. And I'll actually take a picture of this and I'll post it in the VIP. So if anybody else wants to come back and look at it again, just join the VIP or send me a friend request, or I don't know, like my page, or send me a DM or something, and if you want to see it, I'll send you a picture of it. So this is our Christmas tree design. And I know a lot of people are like, why are you doing Christmas? We haven't even had Thanksgiving yet. I know that there's a lot of crafters that actually sell their signs. And like when we do vendor shows and that kind of stuff, we start doing like our Christmas designs. Like I do them all year long. Ones that that are made specifically to sell. You know, I do them all year long. So it can be February and I'll still be like shooting out Christmas designs. Just so when like vendor season comes around, we've got plenty to show. But that's why I have this Christmas design. So I'm going to put this one aside and we are going to move on to our next project. Yay! Okay, I think we will do, should we go ahead and start the bee one? Let's start a bee. We'll do a bee. We'll start a bee because I'm going to use ink on the bee and then we'll do the tray. So we will start with this one, and this is Be Humble and Be Kind. This is a very sought out transfer. This one is like retired, and I've contemplated like not using it, but then I'm like, you know what? I love this transfer. I've seen some really cool designs with it. I'm going to craft with it. I'm going to use it. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm just going to set it right here so you can see it, and I'm going to go throw, give me 2 seconds because I'm going to turn this where you can see it. At least I hope you can see it. I don't know if you can see it or not. All the way over. Can you guys see anything? Like my screen is black, so I can't even see if I can see anything or not. Can you see right here on the side of my table where I have these just sticking here on the side of my table? So I'm going to stick them in my sink really quick, and then we'll start on our next project. So I'm just going to pull these up really quick, and I'm just going to throw them in the water. And I'm going to break my neck and fall on the way. getting ready to start it right now. Why won't it play my video? Is it still recording? My other device is showing like, I don't know, maybe I'm using too much bandwidth. What is it called when they slow your internet down or whatever? An unknown error occurred. I hope it's still there. Are you guys still there? Let me check. I'm sorry, I'm so like technologically challenged or whatever, that sometimes like the simplest, easiest tasks. We got some member requests, so let me add them into the group really quick. And then we're going to start working on us some Be Humble and Be Kind. And we have 2 of these to work on. I always have my drink handy. And tonight, I always think it's weird like when people drink when they're doing their lives, but everybody does it. So I'm not worried about it tonight because you guys can't see me. And I don't know why I think it looks weird, because we all get thirsty and we all have a drink. But ooh, 20 comments away, and then we will have a giveaway. Okay. Throw my candy trash on the floor. And get that out of the way. And we're going to use some ink on this one too. If you guys can see me, say hi. Sharing is caring. So if you would be so kind as to share too, you don't have to. But if you would, I would love it. I would love it, I would love it, I would love it. I'm trying to get this to where I can see some comments. I know there's something there. I just hate doing it where I can't see any comments. Because then I just feel like I'm talking to myself. And I don't want to talk to myself. Even though I talk to myself all day long. But still. Can I see some comments so we can get started? I can't see comments. Oh, I can. Hi, Kathleen. It is. It's the neatest thing ever. I mean, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. What kind of sorcery is this? This is flippin' amazing. And it's so easy to do. Okay, so we're going to do the Be Humble and Be Kind. Anybody who is just now joining us, if we get 50 comments, not shares or likes, just comments, somebody's going to get this fancy design in the mail. And what's really awesome about, this is a chalk couture surface. What's really cool about these is you can craft on this side, or you can turn it over and you can craft on this side. And what I do, because I am lazy, but I also think it was very genius too, is I will do an everyday design on the front of one of these, and then I will flip it over and I do like a holiday design on the back. That way, like, come Christmas time, I can flip my sign over, and then once Christmas is over, I just flip it right back over and stick it back up this way. And I don't put holes. These don't have hanging hardware on them. They're made where you can stand them up. I don't like putting holes in my walls. So I just use these little 3M sticky strips on here. That way I can, I just peel it off and stick it on either side. And just stick it on my wall. So it'll hang up on my wall this way. Christmas comes, I flip it over to this design. Genius! Okay, well maybe it's not genius, but I think it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut up this transfer. And we're going to do this one maybe twice tonight. I might have to do the second one on a on another video, because I'm probably going to need to wash this in between. So I'm going to do maybe you guys can help me decide what we're going to do on this. My original plan was to do the bumblebee on here. And I think I was going to do him in gold ink. The gold shimmer ink. Can you see this? This is ink. Anything you paste on, you can use ink on. So I was going to do the bumblebee in ink. And then I was going to do the humble and kind in yellow. Where did my yellow go? I have 3 different yellows that we can pick from. I have, this is school bus yellow. And then I have, no, I wasn't going to do that in B. No, that's not what I was going to do. I originally couldn't decide if I wanted to do the B in black. Do we want to do the B in black and the words in gold? Or do we want to do the B in gold and then the words in black? And I think if we do the words in black, then we'll do the B on top. Or should we do, how should we layer? Should we do the B and then we'll move him up a little bit more. I'm going to trim around him. Should we do the B and then the humble and kind and some honeycomb off to the side? Should we do that? We could do this in gold and then the B in gold and then the words in black. What do you guys think? Help me out here. When I do my projects, it's like a science fair project. You think I'm kidding, but I'm not. And should we do it this way? Should we do it like this, words in black? Okay, words in black. So I'm going to stick this on here since we know we're going to do words in black. Should we do our honeycomb like straight up? Should we do it like diagonal? I think it might be too busy if it's diagonal. I don't know. Okay, our B is going to be in gold. Okay, maybe I'll do this off to the side. So maybe I'll do our B in our honeycomb in gold, or do you think it's too busy? Maybe I should just save this one for when we do this. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And that way, it's just simple, but at the same time, it's not like overly in your face, too busy. Okay, so we're gonna do the words in black and then the bumblebee in gold. So should we do our bumblebee first? You like the honeycomb? Okay, how should we do the honeycomb? Should we do it like down here? Should I do it on the side? Should we do it diagonal? Yeah, see, I'm the same. I'm scared if I do it like too much on here. It's not over, buddy. It's just a commercial. I checked. It said it was 30 minutes. It hasn't been 30 minutes yet. It's just a commercial.
It's double.
Okay, then I'm going to have to put on a movie at the right side. Okay, my right or your right? Your right? Okay, you're right. Okay. You think it'll be too busy?
Yeah.
Yeah? Rowan says he thinks it'll be too busy also. Okay. Okay. This is a small size, so you know what? We will save the honeycomb for when we do the cutting board. We'll save it up for this one, so we'll just move it over here. Okay, so now the big question is, should we do words and then bumblebee? Or bumblebee and then words? I think we should do the bumblebee first. I think I'll do the bumblebee first. Actually, he is pretty smart. My Rowan, let me go turn on a show for you really quick, and then him really quick, and then I am going to tell you about my Rowan. My Roro is my why for like, not everything I do, but for a lot of what I do. Okay, so we'll do our bumblebee first and then do words. Yes, you can have one of my treats. They're right here. They're over here.
Why is it all open counter?
So mommy can get to them easily. All right, come here. Do you want to watch Cat and Cat?
No.
What do you want to watch? then I'm going to have to use the blow dryer for my bumblebee because we're going to use ink on him, and ink just takes a little bit longer to dry. Okay. All right, so I was going to do gold and black because bumblebees are black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, okay, we'll stick to that. So my Rowan is 4. When I was pregnant with him, he is my baby number 5. When I was pregnant with my Rowan, yes, okay, the paste can be removed. Paste is washable unless, actually it can be washed off of anything. I've used it on glass, I've used it on everything. Yeah, paste is washable and it's removable. Ink, depending on what surface you use, if you're using a chalkboard surface and you use ink on a chalkboard surface, the ink is removable off of a chalkboard surface. I have used a surface like this before and I've used ink. If you're using like a wood surface and you want to wash the ink off of a wood surface, you have to use a wax. And we sell the wax, but you can also, like Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, you can get Minwax, and you just put a wax on here and it just protects your surface. And then once you wax your surface, then if you use ink on that surface, it'll come off. I've been lucky. I use magic erasers, and my magic erasers, sometimes if I'm using like a red or a purple, it'll leave a stain, what we call like ghosting, because it leaves a little bit of a stain. But I use my magic eraser and it usually comes right off. But as a general rule, ink is permanent. If you get ink on fabric, it's not coming off. I was saying earlier that I had made pillow covers, and I was going to, I wanted to see if I could change out my pillow covers. So I soaked them in straight bleach for 4 hours. Not even kidding, 4 straight hours. My pillowcases were as white could possibly be. My ink was as bright as it was the day I put it on there. Did not come off. Ink, as soon as ink comes on fabric, it's permanent. To keep your colors bright and vibrant, once you put ink on fabric, you're going to heat set it with iron. If you're doing like a coffee mug, this one's been through the ringer, but like if you're doing a coffee mug, you're going to use ink on it, and then you have to heat set it. And to heat set ink, you put it on a cookie sheet, stick it in your oven, turn your oven to 350, and as soon as it beeps that it's heated, set it for 30 minutes, let your cup bake, and then turn it off. And then I let mine just cool off in the oven until I remember that it's in there. And then once you do that, your ink is, I mean, it's on, it's not coming off. And you would do that for anything glass where you wanted your ink to be permanent. So it really is. I like crafting too. So this is like super fun. So that's what you do with the ink. So we're gonna use our gold ink. What I'm doing is I'm fuzzing my bee because I've never used him before. He's really sticky. And if I put him on my surface without fuzzing him, sometimes the sticky on the back, because they're super sticky, can get stuck to your surface. And then it doesn't ruin your surface because a magic eraser will take it right off, but it can shorten the life of your transfer. And it's just irritating when it leaves the green residue behind. So I'm sticking him on here just to get him extra fuzzy. And if anybody is interested in becoming a designer, I am in an opportunity group. It's a no pressure group. It's just strictly an informative group that we have. We are having a Facebook party tomorrow night that will have more live demonstrations like I'm doing right now. And then there'll also be people there in the group to answer questions and to just discuss like the business side of this. If anybody's interested, if you just send me a PM or just comment opportunity on here. I like ink. Ink is my favorite thing to use, but I'm going to turn it this way so you can see a lot of my paste. Ignore the rest of my mail. Can you see the paste over there? I use paste a lot too. I use say I use ink more, but we have more colors in paste. So if I'm using paste and there's a project that I'm using that has an ink color that I can use, because you can ink on anything that you would paste on, I'll use ink, only because ink dries slower, and so I'm not like rushing to get it done, because I live in Wyoming. Right now, we're a military family, so Wyoming is what I call home right now. And get out of the refrigerator, dude. It's really dry here, and so whenever I do a project, it dries like super fast. Okay, here's my Humble and Kind, so I'm going to put it over here. So I'm going to put my bee like right up in here in this corner. What, babe? Why do you need me to be done? So I'm just going to stick him in here. I'm just going to push him down so there's no bubbles underneath him. And I'm going to straighten him out a little bit. Or make him more even, not straighten him out. If there's bubbles under like the green area, it's not really a big deal. You just want to make sure that you don't have bubbles under your silk screen area. Because if you have bubbles under the silk screen area, you'll be able to see the bubbles. So I'm just going to smash them down, and then I'll turn it around so you can actually see. You guys see this? I'm just rubbing my fingers over to make sure there's no bubbles. And then instead of using my blow dryer, once I do this, we'll move on to another project, and then we'll come back to this. So I'm using Couture ink. These are 3-ounce containers, and a tiny bit of ink goes a long way. Like, I've probably done already like 10 projects with this, and this will probably last me another like 20 projects. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my squeegee. What do you want? Well, I'm not really working on a project right now that you can help with, buddy. So I'm just going to put, no rhyme or reason, there's no fancy technique to putting ink on your transfer. Just remember, a little bit of ink goes a long way. And ink is also a little bit more watery than the paste is. So I'm just going to scrape my excess off, and I'm going to stick it back in here so I can use it on my next project. And then I'll lift this up so you guys can see it. I love you too, buddy. Okay.
Why are you eating everyone?
He's not. He's just having one. My kids have discovered that my candy is out. So here's the bee.
I got 2.
Okay, and there's my ink on here. And so I'm just going to pull it up. And you
Why are
always
you eating all of them?
pull it up left to right.
No.
Because if you
Why
pull
are
it...
you eating all of them?
Look, we're not arguing over Mommy's candy. Out of here. He's not eating all of them.
I want one.
Here. There you go. You can have 3. You can have 3. And you guys are done. So here's our little bumblebee so far. See, didn't he turn out really cute? I think he looks really cute.
Bumblebee?
I'm using a bumblebee.
I'm gonna see it.
You gonna see my bumblebee? There's my bumblebee. Alright, see our bumblebee? So I'm going to let him dry instead of turning on the blow dryer and it being loud. I'm just going to let him dry for a few minutes while we work on another project, and then we'll come back and we'll add the Be Humble and Be Kind. And I think we've got to be getting close to 50 comments. I can't see like the number yet, but once we hit 50, I'm going to do a random drawing, and somebody's going to get this pretty in the mail. So, so I'm going to set this one aside while he dries for a little bit, and then we'll start working on our next project. I wonder if the gold is going to show up on here, because I was going to do the honeycomb and gold on this one. But I'm going to move this off to the side, and we'll do another project, and then we'll come right back to this one. What, buddy? What do you need? What do you need?
Nothing.
Okay, then don't worry about how long it's going to take. Mommy's going to craft all night long.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. I'll be done in 2 hours. Not really, but...
What, 59?
Okay, 59 hours. Okay, so this next one that I'm going to do is this is a surface that I found today at Target. How cute. I mean, it's just in the dollar section, the little, you know how Target, when you go in, they have the little dollar section. I found this in, it was $3. I should have bought all of them. But my husband, he's told me, he said, no, it's not a dog bed. It's a serving tray. He said, no more surfaces until you've created on every surface you have. I've got like probably 50 different surfaces in my craft room right now just waiting. But I saw this and it spoke to me. And it was only like $3. So I had to buy it. So what I'm going to do with this one, and I don't know if you can see or not, but it's kind of like a very light gray and like a steel blue. The steel blue color. And so on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use navy blue chalk paste. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to do Home Sweet Home. What is this one? I always cut my transfers up, and so a lot of times I like mix and match them. And so I always end up with like oddball like transfers in the envelopes where they don't belong. What are you looking for?
I want green.
Here. So I was going to do Home Sweet Home, or I was going to do this one right here. This one, I've used both of these multiple times before, which is why you can see the different colors. Love you too, buddy. So we've got Home Sweet Home that we can do, and we're going to use the navy blue paste. Or I have this one. It says, you are mine and I am yours. So I thought I could either do that one. And when I do them off to the side, it's usually because like when I use them as decorations, I have them sitting up like at an angle. And I usually will put some kind of adornment like on the side. Like I'll put like a little flower, something along the edge up here, or something like on the side. Which is why I either usually do like left to right. Occasionally, like if this was square, I would do it like in the center. So what do we think? Do we think you are mine and I am yours? Or do we like Home Sweet Home? What should we do? What should we do? I should have bought them too so I can do both. I might just go back tomorrow after church. My original one was to do Home Sweet Home, so I think maybe we'll just do that one. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm telling you, it's like a science fair project. Checking on our bee. Yeah, he's still wet. I'm gonna stick him. I'm gonna stick him outside for a minute. He'll dry a little bit faster out there. Don't let me forget he's out here. I'll just stick him on the floor right here. I've done that before. I've like done a sign before, and then I stuck it outside to dry, and then it rained, and I was like, ah, forgot about it. Whoops. So I mean, you guys can literally, you can chalk on any surface. I am yours, and put candles in it. That would be cute. Except we don't do candles in this house. I've got too many little kids that love things that burn. I would light candles that I would get from, what is it, Bath and Body Works? Yeah. And I would stick them on my stove, and there's just something about like the candlelight. And it's a, no, it's a good idea, except my little kids would, they wouldn't leave it alone. There's just still a little bit too little. But they're both cute. I don't know. All right, Caitlin likes you are mine and I am yours. Okay, let me think. You know what? This is going to go by my front entryway, so I think we'll do this one, and then I'm going to go back tomorrow, and I'm going to get another one, and we're going to do this one. How can I make this work? You know what? I might even have another surface out here that I can do this on, because this would also be cute for Valentine's Day. but I made myself promise I am not doing anything Valentine's Day until at least December. December we'll do Valentine's. Okay, so I'm going to turn it this way so you guys can see it. And then I've used this one before, so it's, I mean, it's still sticky, but it's not like crazy sticky. But I'm going to fuzz it anyways, just because it's a good habit to get into. Oh, Rowan is in there. So he needs to go to sleep. He needs to go to bed. Yes, paper flowers would be perfect. Would be perfect in here. My Rowan, should we do left side or right side? If I put flowers over here, I'll put it on this side. Okay, we'll just stick it on this side and then I'll show it to you. So my little Rowan, he's 4 now. He's my baby number 5. When I was pregnant with him, probably about a week or so before he was born, he had a stroke when he was still in my belly. And he was born with what is called hemiplegia cerebral palsy, which, because the stroke affected the left side of his brain, what, buddy? In really severe cases, he would have been completely paralyzed on the right side of his body. But thank you, Jesus, that his is a mild case. Well, I say mild. His neurologist said it's still significant, but to me, we didn't know if he was going to be able to walk, if he would be able to talk. Obviously, he's still pretty young, so we don't know if there's going to be learning disabilities with him or not. But we go to therapy with him from the time he was about 6 months old. We go 3 times a week. He goes to speech therapy, he goes to occupational therapy, and he goes to physical therapy. And he never crawled. You know, he did like an army crawl thing, but he never crawled. But he can walk, he can talk, and so far, he's in preschool right now, and he's doing well in preschool. So far, you know, we haven't come across any learning disabilities with him, but I mean, obviously, because he is missing part of his brain, we don't know how it's remapped and rewired, and he is just as ornery as all get out. Okay, so we have Home Sweet Home. I'm going to turn it this way so you guys can actually see it. And then I'm using chalk paste, and this is navy. It's actually called navy. Sometimes I have a habit of calling like the color, like I'll be like, oh, it's purple. But, and then you like go to the website to find purple, and you see that, oh, it's not just purple. We have like, I'm just grabbing the purples that I can see. I know there's like more in here. It's not just purple, it's like 10 shades of purple. Well, in this case, it's 4. You know, but we have like over 40 colors, so, or 43 colors. So when I say purple, it's like, what shade of purple do you want? We got lots of purples. So, but my Rowan, because I do work in direct sales, which is, you know, what Couture is, it is direct sales. I'm able to not only be home with him, but with my other kids as well. But I am also able to ensure that, you know, he gets the therapy that he needs to get. And I don't doubt for a second that his therapists have not like helped him like tremendously. One of the biggest noticeable disabilities is he has very limited use of his right hand, and up until recently he didn't have any strength in his right hand. And I was just so excited because just the other day he had a lollipop and he moved it to his other hand, because like he can grasp, but he doesn't have strength to actually hold anything. And I scared him because I just went nuts. I was like, oh my gosh, you're holding your lollipop. I mean, I was so excited. I was so excited that he was able to hold his lollipop. You know, but I don't doubt for a second that, you know, if he didn't have his therapy, that he would be like light years behind from where he is. But he is like he's my why. He's my why I want to work at home. So he's doing amazing. And he's ornery, and he needs to go to bed, and he doesn't want to go to bed. He still sleeps with us. We make him start out in his own bed. Okay, so let me get back. See, I told you I'm chatty. I'm home all day long by myself, so all I do is talk to my kids or talk to myself all day. And you give me an audience, and I won't shut up. So I'm going to get back to crafting. I know, it's got to be the red hair. So I'm just putting a big glop of this on here. And you know what? I'm going to use a larger squeegee because you want your paste to be yogurt consistency. And this is a little bit dry. And it was a little bit dry when I used it last time. And I meant to add some water and I totally forgot about it. So I'm just going to glop it on here so I can work a little bit quick with it. And I'm just putting it on here. You just want to put it on here and just start spreading it out. There's my noisy ice machine again. I've always had really low iron, and so it's been a while since I've had an actual like iron infusion. But you know, all my anemic friends, you know, like how you crave ice. So I have an ice maker in my refrigerator, but then I also have my own little like personal ice maker. He's over there making all kinds of noise. And when your chalk paste, see how mine is like kind of thick? It's because it's a little bit dry. It's going to dry even quicker on here. So I'm just going to put a little pep to my step, knees to chest. And try to get this on here before it completely dries. Because if it completely dries on here, it will be a mess. It's not going to look pretty. And then I'm going to have to redo it. Not that it's any big deal because, you know, even those of us that have been doing this for a while still have designs where we have to go back in and redo it. Okay, so I'm just going to put my excess in here. Throw my squeegees off to the side. I have a lot of paste on my hands, so I'm going to just wipe it on my apron. And then I'm going to go ahead and see, I'm going to show it to you really quick so you can see how it's completely covered. And then I'm going to go ahead and start peeling this up. And you want to peel top to bottom or left to right, right to left. It's just a commercial. There's no way that it's been 20 minutes already.
Oh, it's over.
Okay.
It's over.
Yeah.
You're lying to me.
I am not lying to you. Go to bed. And so you can see, I'm going to show you, this is, I'm going to have to redo this one because it's, my paste dried. It's too dry, so it's drying too fast. I need to add some water to my paste. So I'm going to show you. This is what happens when your paste dries too fast or it's too dry. It pulls up with the transfer. So you can see where the light blue is. That's because where like it's the pigment's in the navy blue, but you can see where it pulled up. But I'm gonna wash this off. I'm just gonna get. Okay, you can have the last one. I'm gonna just wash it under some water really quick. What?
The new one.
The new what?
The new masks.
The new masks? I think they're downstairs somewhere.
No, they were up here yesterday.
Oh, they were up here yesterday?
The sun was up.
Oh,
when it was on.
I don't know then. I think you guys took them downstairs to play. So, but this is so you can see where it dried on here too fast. So I'm gonna like wash this off really quick, and then we'll check on our B. And I'm gonna add some water to my blue right now while I'm thinking about it. Shh. We're not using any words. over my hands. So I'm going to show it to you where you can see how I just used a wet paper towel to wipe it off. And so see, it's completely but I've got blue all over my hands, so I'm just getting blue everywhere. But see, so you can see it, how it comes right off. You just got to use a wet paper towel and it comes off. So we will, navy blue is not going to work because it's still a little bit wet. So I added some water to it, and I just have to mix it up, and then it'll be a, it won't dry as fast, and then we'll be able to use it again. So I guess this one will wait until next time. I've got blue all over my hands, so every time I try to... You can do magnetic sand in the morning. Yes, as soon as I'm done with my video, you can do magnetic sand. Okay? Okay. So, maybe I have, you know what, maybe we will go ahead and do this color, or this one, since it's dry. What color should we use? This is like a gray and a storm.
Mom, and gray,
blue.
And purple and blue.
I thought navy blue would look really good, but it is I just added some water to it, and it'll take me forever, not forever, but longer than I want to spend on it to,
Uh-oh. I keep falling down.
okay, to, longer than what I want to do to, what am I trying to say? More time than I want to spend on it. Okay, so what color should we do? Should we do blue? Should we do a gray?
I got 2 more.
No, these are my treats, and you need to walk away. No, you cannot have one. You already had treats.
You share it?
No, I'm not going to share it. This is my treat. I already shared with you. What color should we do? This is like, I mean, it can be like a completely...
colors.
What color?
All of them.
What color, though? Which one should we use? I can't use all of them.
Yeah.
No, it'll look funny.
I want to know what's funny.
Should we do pink? To make it pop a little bit? Should we do... Stop. Stop.
I want to do
A really dark gray. I don't know how well the really dark gray, though, will stand out against this color. I feel like I need a like a solid darker color to really make it pop. What do you think?
It's dark.
It is dark. It's because it's late.
I don't like.
Yeah, it's so late you should be in bed.
I don't want out there. And
Okay.
and let a monster eat me.
You're going to let a monster eat you? Oh, no.
Yeah, and doesn't mean I don't want him.
What color?
Me.
Should I go ahead and just suck it up and mix up the navy blue and try the navy blue again? Should we do that? Okay. We'll try it. We'll see how it's going to work. I'm going to pull this transfer off. I'm going to stick it on my towel to fuzz it. Because it's... Stop!
I want to break the door down. I want to break the door down.
You're not going to break the door down. Rowan is like overly... Shh! You can tell me something later. He's like overly tired, so he's like kind of wound up right now. And...
So I'm making.
Okay, I'm just going to put it on here, and I'm going to turn it so you guys can see it. This is a transfer that I've used before. Rowan. This is when I need my reinforcements here to keep them out of here. I'm going to give my boys. Rowan, stop it. Stop. You're not behaving right now. Okay, so I added a little bit of water to my navy blue already, so I'm just going to mix it up a little bit, and then we'll try it again. Because you want your paste to be like a chalk consistency, or not a chalk, a yogurt
Uh-oh. I think it's falling down.
Go downstairs and see if you can find your mask.
No, it's bedtime. It's fight. It's not time to play.
Well, if it's bedtime, then you need to go to bed. So I just added a little bit of water to it, and I'm just mixing it up just to give it more of a creamy consistency, I guess, versus like how it was earlier before it was a little bit dry. And so I'm gonna, you know, and it also can be, this is like a non-Couture surface too, and sometimes the paste just doesn't want to stick. But okay, so I mixed it up a little bit, so hopefully now, and I'm just gonna work fast on this. Rowan, he knows I'm over here busy. So I'm just gonna put it on here, and then I'm just gonna spread it out really quick. I'm gonna work fast.
What? Who is this? Who is this?
You can have those, and then go lay down. As soon as I lay down with him, he's gonna be like out in like 2 minutes.
No one. I'm doing what's in the solo.
Oh, okay.
I'll just show on the TV.
Just want to make sure that I get all the little swirlies. Oh, he's in there in the baby's room, and he's going to wake the baby up. Oh, Lord.
Take this. Take this,
The
Mom.
little silk screen area.
Take this.
What is that? Oh, it's a Lego? Okay, so now I'm just going to scrape my excess off, and I'm going to stick it back in here, and then I'm going to peel this off so you guys can see what it looks like. And hopefully now that I added a little bit of water to this, it's not going to peel up as bad. And if it does, then I'm just going to call it a wash for the night. Okay, so I'm going to peel this up. Maybe if I peel it slow.
You remember these?
I'm just slowly peeling my transfer up. Yeah, we're going to make those tomorrow.
I'm gonna die.
I think adding the water to this really helped. Right, because my paste was just too dry. So here's how it looks. It says, "You are mine and I am yours." And all of these transfers are available on the website. If you need the website, just PM me, send me a friend request or comment on here, and I will I'll get it to you. So how cute is that? So once this dries, it'll sit up like this, and I'll find like a little adornment or something. And I'm going to go back in. I've got blue all over my hands, which is why I'm getting it all over the place in here. But I'm going to go back in and I'll wash it off, and then, like Caitlin said, I'll make some paper flowers and add some flowers, just something to add to it. And then Rowan, I'll post pictures of this too in the VIP. So, and if anybody that's joining us a little bit late, if you watched the video from the beginning, this is the sign that we did first.
Ow!
And then we're working on the B right now. I'm going to check right now. I'm going to
Look.
let this one dry. And then our B should be dry enough to where we can do the next step. When I said ink takes a while to dry, he's still a little bit wet, but I think he's dry enough to where I can, we can do the next step of him. And I believe we have 50 comments. So when I'm done with this video, I'll go to random.org, and so it can select a name, and somebody's actually going to get this in the mail. Unless, of course, they don't want it, and then if they don't want it, then I will move on to the next person, or I'll keep it. So I'm peeling my transfer off. I'm going to stick it over there. Because it's a brand new transfer and it's extremely sticky, I'm going to stick it on my towel to fuzz it. And if you buy one of these transfers and you forget what you need to do, the instructions they come in an envelope like this. The instructions are always printed on the back, and it'll tell you on here to fuzz your transfers. So it's on here. Or you can always come back and ask me, or just reference it to reference how you do. So this is super sticky, so I'm just fuzzing it off because I'm going to stick it on my bee too. My bee is still a pinch wet because we used ink on him, and I don't want him to. I don't want my transfer to pull him up. Okay, so he's still a little bit sticky, but not sticky enough. So I'm going to turn it around so where I can see it, and then I'm trying to get it to where like my H doesn't completely cover the B. Maybe just a little bit of the B.
Bam, up, bam, up, bam, up, bam, up.
Okay, I'm just going to have to stick it this way. I think we can still tell by looking at it that it's a B. So I'm going to put it this way so you guys can see. And then we are going to use black Chalkology paste for the B. Just going to mix it up a little bit, stick it on my squeegee, and then I'm just going to cover all the silkscreen areas up. And if I put too much on here, I can always just scrape it back up. And I'll lift this up so you guys can see it.
I'm just saying that.
I'm just scraping some of my excess off, sticking it back into my container because I will use it next time. See how it's completely covered? All the silkscreen area is like completely covered. And then I'm just going to grab it by the edge and I'm going to slowly peel it up so I can hopefully not pull up any of my bee because my bee is still a little bit wet. And see, you can see on here like the gold from where the bee is still a little bit wet on the back of my transfer. But it will come off as soon as I wash my transfer. See, I'm just going to peel it off. And here we go. It says humble and kind with the bumblebee. Be humble and kind. So what do you guys think? Yeah, cute? Super cute? And then I will just let this dry, and because somebody's going to get this in the mail, I will actually seal it. I'm just going to stick this over here onto the side. And some of the other add-on pieces with that transfer are over here. We have Be Happy. We have the honeycomb, and then Hive Rules, and then we've got Queen Bee, and there's even like a little, like a crown in there. So I could even, you know, we could even cut that out and add it on here. Yep, I ate my treat.
Why?
Because Mommy doesn't share her candy.
Why?
I already shared enough with you. So
I ate all?
Yep, all my candies are gone. You guys ate all of my candies.
But you have two.
No candy from Mommy. Okay, so I'm just going to have to wash all my squeegees here. So here we go. Here we have our Be Humble and Be Kind. So let me know what you think. Do you like it?
What's the weird?
It looks weird.
But it looks weird, but I love it.
You love it? Oh, thank you. Mommy's a good crafter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear the dramatic pause there? You had to think about that for a minute. I love you, Rowan. Okay, so here we have our Be Humble and Be Kind. I'm going to go through and I'll post on here who's going to win the transfer, and then I will shoot them a PM, get them an address, and send it on its merry way. So if you guys have any more comments or questions or, I don't know, criticism or whatever it is you want to say, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a friend request. PM me. Like I was saying earlier, if there's any interest in being a designer, I have a lot of hobbyists on my team too, where they just join so they can get the discount on their craft supplies. I'd love to have you on my team. We're having a Facebook party tomorrow night, actually, in our information group, and it's a no pressure group. It's literally just a group that, you know, we share videos, we share information, we answer questions. There's no pressure. We're not going to harass you and send you a bunch of PMs and come knocking on your door or call your phone or anything like that. It's just an information group. But we're going to be doing a lot of videos, demonstrations again tomorrow, and tons of giveaways during the parties. So if you're interested in that, just comment, add me, opportunity group, party group, whatever, or send me a message. Just send me a PM and say, hey, can you add me to the opportunity group? And just come check it out, see what it is. If you don't like it, leave the group. We're not going to come track you down or anything like that. And then we also have people on our team like myself where this is our income. And we can sell, like the supplies, all the supplies and all the transfers. We have over 100 transfers, and we have a whole bunch of transfers that are releasing on Monday. The rest of our Christmas transfers are coming out on Monday, and our New Year's. We have Hanukkah transfers, and then Valentine's Day transfers too. They're all coming out on Monday. And you can buy the transfers, you can buy the surfaces, you can buy the paste and the ink and the squeegee. Everything you need to do a project start to finish is available on the website. So if you just want to be an awesome shopper, that's great too. Or if you want to be on my team, I would love to have you. So just let me know. All right, thank you guys for joining me. I will post pictures of this. I will also upload this video to the VIP group, and it will also be uploaded to YouTube, Chalk with Ree on YouTube, and I'll even have this bad boy on Pinterest. So yeah, so just let me know. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for those of you that chatted and commented with me. I love it because it makes me feel like I'm not talking to myself. So have a good night, and I am going to go put my overly tired Rowan to bed. You can give me a stamp? Sure. All right, thank you guys.
Let me give you a stamp.
All right. Okay, hold on. Let Mommy turn the video off. Can you give me a stamp really quick? Thank you.
Come on.
Okay, it's probably drying out. So thank you guys for joining me and Rowan and my chatty Cathy-ness.